This is Hannibal here from the HannibalTV.com with a daily wrestling news update. The Raw rating for the Big E versus Bobby Lashley cage match, as Stevie TV calls Big Sleep, is set to be the lowest drawing champion ever. Drew McIntyre is the current lowest drawing champion ever in WWE history. But the big rematch inside a steel cage of Big E versus Bobby Lashley only did a 0.48 rating, not even half of 0.1. I've been very vocal about it. Lashley may not have been the next Hulk Hogan or Steve Austin, but he has legitimate fighting skill, and he had not reached his peak yet. It was way too soon to take the title off him, and Big E will not become more popular than Lashley. I 100% guarantee that. Big E is a terrible choice for champion. What they should really do is get rid of the dual brands, have Roman Reigns face Big E, and have Roman Reigns beat Big E, and have one true WWE champion. That would be my opinion. Batista has adopted an abused dog and is offering a $5,000 reward, according to the Tampa Bay Times, for anyone that has information on the abuser of this dog that he adopted to. It's funny, Batista's adopting dogs, and John Cena, the other megastar from his era, is deep in bed with China, where they boil and skin dogs alive. What do you think about that, Piper? What do you think about that? I hate China for that. I love dogs more than I love humans. Tomorrow night, Rick Bassman, Butterbean, and Boss Rutan have JBL on their podcast. And this is newsworthy because JBL and Morrow had a very public dispute that led to Morrow leaving the company at one point, and Boss Rutan is close friends with Morrow. So 10 p.m. Eastern on the Hannibal TV. That should be very interesting. And hopefully you guys will send comments. I have no say in who sees what comments are put up in that podcast. It's not my podcast. I'm just airing it. But if enough people ask about the Joey Styles knockout incident, maybe somebody's going to ask JBL about that, because I'd like to know JBL's side of the story on that. I would love to interview JBL myself one day. Maybe I will. If he's appearing on my channel, that's a step in the right direction. I do thank him for plugging me numerous times in the past year. Do appreciate that. I am going to sample. I have sampled these Wicked Cuts premium beef jerky. They actually sent me a bunch of bags of this, and I ate them. And every proceed from every bag sold is donated towards cancer, from what I understand. But I have to tell you, and I'm not just saying this because they sent me free beef jerky, this is by far the best beef jerky I've ever had in my life. This is by far, and it's from Texas, by the way. One of the states that I like, and I'm going back December the 11th. Look who else likes it. You gonna get it, Piper? Go get it. Jump. Get it. Get it. I'm gonna give this to Piper. She's too shy to eat it on the screen. What do you think about it, Piper? She loves it. And as I said, I'm not saying this because they gave me a bag and there's a wrestler on it. This is delicious. This is delicious. It is by far the best beef jerky I ever had. And I'm a big beef jerky eater. And let's look at the protein content. 24 grams of protein per bag and only 12 carbohydrates. So there you go. Mike's happy. What about this mystery? Is Mike Gonzalez? That's the Hannibal TV mystery. And does Mike Gonzalez wear the bodysuit that Giant Gonzalez used to wear? Scott is talking about Canada. Mike is excited about the Virgil interview coming up Thursday night on this channel. L. Codith thanks me for all the content. Donald agrees with me that they need to get rid of the Universal title. They need to get rid of double champions. It just weakens the title. And as I said, I'll shut up about this, but you should only have the best roster in one roster. I tried to watch the Raw highlights. They were boring. They fucking sucked. Honestly, they sucked. I could not sit through hardly any of it. I pretty much fast forwarded to the cage match. I tried to watch the various segments, but they're not interesting at all to me. Gerardo, when did Big E become champion? Not that long ago, but he has so far not been. I don't know if he's broken his 0.5 in the ratings yet. Michael is a big fan and he appreciates that I'm truthful in my content. Harris says, boss, better give it to JBL. It's going to be interesting. Derek says, Cena as a China tool. Stevie says the draft is pointless because they always cross over. The only thing that they use the draft for is to try and get ratings. But yes, when they continuously have crossover, the draft means nothing. Paladin says eating dogs is tasty. As I said, I'd rather eat a human than if I have to boil someone and skin them alive before eating them. I'd do that I would actually gladly do that to Abdullah the Butcher, although I wouldn't suggest eating him. He's probably tainted with all sorts of stuff. But there's a few people that I would definitely do that to and actually enjoy it. The person that stabbed me in the face would be another one. Doug Ford, that put in horrible lockdown rules in Canada or in Ontario. Shut the gyms far longer than they should have been shut. I would love to do that to him, but I won't because I don't want to go to jail for it. But I would rather do that than to a dog. Jonathan agrees that there should only be one champion. Too many belts make belts less important. Al says humans suck. Yeah. I actually saw a dog on the weekend that was hit by a car and his legs are paralyzed, and it was a farm dog, and the owners didn't want to put it down because they love it too much. But it's only been about a month and it's in a lot of pain. It's unfortunate. What do I think about Quebec banning protests? I literally don't follow any news but the wrestling news because you know what? There's absolutely nothing I can do about that. So I don't waste energy on it. I think the world and the regulations suck right now. We're losing a lot of freedom. There's really terrible things going on in the world. I understand why so many people are committing suicide. I don't suggest it, but it sucks. Rory, I've tried to watch one Virgil interview and I couldn't get through it. I had better luck getting through the raw highlights than the Virgil interview. I cannot resist but having another piece of this beef jerky. Mike D is a big Virgil fan. Piper wants to come up. You know what I do? Piper. A couple more questions. I've been up since 5 a.m. and I've worked out 6.5 hours today. I'm getting tired. Polly says Ox Baker needs to go in the WWE Hall of Fame. Robert, I've talked about Bruiser Brody. It's a death on this channel. It's not only, I'm not even going to talk about it anymore. The whole situation and everyone involved in it, including the people that were involved in the cover up and potential setup of it. I really wish they would be punished. When is Blood Hunter wrestling again? He is wrestling again very, very soon. In fact, this weekend, he is wrestling none other than the Sandman. So if you live in Wichita, Kansas, I would highly suggest you go down to the Cotillion on Sunday, because not only will the Blood Hunter be there, but Matt Hardy will be there, Blaze will be there, Fuego del Sol will be there, Rodney Mack, Jacob Fatu, girls wrestling, Moonshine Mantell, who's appeared in AEW recently. It's going to be the first big pro wrestling event in Wichita. So I'm going to end it at that. That's going to be an amazing event. Well, I'll plug this one. October the 22nd, as Marco sends me a super sticker, PCW Ultra is coming back to Los Angeles. The first event post-pandemic. There is going to be Ron Simmons appearing, Alex Hammerstone, Jacob Fatu is going to be there with Joseph Samael, former NWA champion. It's going to be a pretty big card. JTG is going to be there. Scorpio and Blood Hunter, managed by Kevin Sullivan. It's going to be also recorded for the Hannibal TV. So get ready for those huge events coming up if you are in the Wichita or LA area. And the last one coming up, and more information coming on this one, December 11th in Irving, Texas at Southern Junction. Tickets are on sale now. The Von Erich boys, Ross and Marshall, are going to be on this one, along with QT Marshall, along with Mankind. Why I would never want to book AEW or WWE. Never. All I want to do is my own thing and have no boss. If somebody wants to pay me a huge amount of money to come work for them, $500,000 or more, and let me still have my YouTube channel, maybe I would consider it, but I do not want to book anything but Great North Wrestling, to be perfectly honest with you. And I am already in talks with, none of the arenas that I run for Great North Wrestling are going to allow me to run the rest of this year. But I'm already in talks about an event March 5th, April 20th, or somewhere around, I think it might be April 23rd and August 20th. But there's going to be a lot of Great North Wrestling events next year. Hopefully things will open up more by then. Have a great evening. Thank you for watching, and thank you for the people that tipped.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Support us on patreon.com for $1.99 a month to watch our full shoot interviews